Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whenever you decide to pick up this video, welcome. Hoot hoot, welcome to Joseph
Hoot hoot.
E. Yes.
Are you an owl in this video? Like, are you gonna animate yourself as an owl? Hoot hoot? I've watched some of these beforehand.
No, you're totally fine.
Okay.
You're totally fine.
There's no owls involved.
No, there's no
Okay.
owls. No owls were harmed in the making of this video. I promise.
Introducing the ever so charismatic Joseph E. Colona, where the first Monday of each month, you can sign up at one of the open mic nights. The third Monday of each month, sign up for the Poetry Book Club. Read something new. And returning in 2026, the Thursday Market. And now, back to our scheduled program.
You're doing an intro. I shouldn't interrupt.
No, because all of this is going to be on there.
That's crazy.
Who Joe is and what Joe does.
Okay.
But because you haven't watched any of the interviews, I think
No, I didn't do my homework.
it's okay. It's okay.
I feel like I told you, I didn't even read the questions.
I know.
Well, I glanced at them. No homework was done in the making of this video.
I know, we got to get the giggles out, and there's going to be more. I know.
Yeah.
But there is a quote that I say to every single visionary that watches any video before or after, and it's even on the back of my book.
Okay.
I want to know what you think of this quote. It's simple as, there is an art to everything that you do. Go out and be the best that you can be. What does that mean to me? Like, if I say there's an art to something.
You asked me two questions right there. I want to clarify which one I'm answering. You asked me, you gave me the quote, there's an art to everything you do, go out and be the best you can be. And you said, what does that quote mean to you? And then you said, a second thing.
It's okay.
Do you want me to focus on the quote right now?
Focus on the quote.
Okay.
Yes.
This is what I needed right now, but it's less cute for the question.
No, it's okay. It's okay. If you gotta finish up.
Okay. There's art in everything you do. Go out and be the best you can be. It reminds me of a couple things. One of the things I've been working on with some of my art and where I've been steering some of my writing, especially my poetry, is towards pieces that are focused on identity as a concept. And I don't mean like, when we talk about identity, oftentimes we're thinking about like sort of what groups we identify with or where we fall in a context. The phrase identity politics immediately pops to mind oftentimes when I hear people talk about identity in their writing. And it's less so that and more so like the concept of the self. Like, where do you create your concept of self? What does that mean? And what is identity in that sense of the I? And
I'm sorry.
when you say there's art in everything you do, one of the things that I do believe, and that I think will, again, this is sort of recent writing I'm doing, a lot of like the rough drafts and stuff. So one of the things that, because it's something I believe and something that is kind of part of my worldview, will likely come out in my writing and will get some pieces, is, in many ways, your identity and the I of who you are is your perpetual art project of life. You are constantly creating the self and yourself. And that isn't a creation of, that is an artistic creation. When you describe other people in your life, or when I describe other people, or when I've heard myself described, there's an aesthetic component of the self and of who I am, or who the I is in myself and my being and experience of the world. So when I hear, there's art in everything you do, it reminds me of that sense of, the me of it all is an art piece, and I am in constant creation of myself. And, and when we think about that, like, and I think the really true way I can convey that to people is, this is a quote from a song, but I know you're changing all the time, but I still know who you are.
That's a powerful one.
I forget the song I heard it in, but shout out to you, writer. But Google it. Get back to me.
There you go.
But the I think that kind of conveys it all. Like when you're with a friend, or when someone's describing you and they say like, and you hear that like someone or like did something, you're like, oh, that's so that.
Yeah.
Because you can get a sense and this feeling of them that like, oh, it fits in the gallery of them. It is a part of the series of who their I is. Like when your sense of yourself and your sense of other people is, I think, very much rooted in this experiential, artistic sense of things, not just this knowledge.
True.
And so, the art, the quote was, the art is your...
Oh, sorry. There is an art to everything you are.
Yeah. Well, you are the art. So there is, in fact, it sounds like that is just like a prototypically true statement. There is an art to everything you do. Why? Because you're doing yourself at all times. And that is part of what you're doing when you're doing yourself. There's so many aspects to yourself that you're doing all the time, but an underlying part of it always is this artistic creation of yourself that you're creating. And so, and then to be the best you can be, like, I'm gonna make myself a good piece of art.
You don't want to make yourself a masterpiece? Oh, well, I'll say that there actually is another, my favorite quote, outside of the one that, I asked you about, is you're allowed to be a work in progress and a masterpiece simultaneously. And I'm like, damn, that's right. I am allowed to do that. So
that is good.
If this interview...
We're going to be, like, trading quotes all night, unfortunately. I can already tell because I have a quote in response. Keep going, go finish your slide.
We got it. No, that's perfect. Because I think what it is, even though you couldn't remember what song or who the writer was for that quote, quotes are just so powerful in the sense that they stick with us. So nobody knows what song we're talking about, but maybe it wasn't the song that you really need to hear. Maybe it was literally just that phrasing in that one line for this entire track. And it still fits.
Yeah. 100%. No notes on any of that.
No, you're good.
I guess that you said, like, why not a masterpiece or be a work in progress and masterpiece all the time. I don't like to ascribe greatness to things. Like, at all. I think that's... One, I think it's limiting, but I think greatness is a matter of luck. Like, you can't control grace. You can, if you hone your craft and you practice and you're really good at something, you can get good at it. And you just keep making good things once you get good at it.
Yeah.
And one of them, and this is outside of your control, will be great, maybe.
Sure.
And so, no, I'm not seeking to be a masterpiece or make any, or really do anything great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, get good at something and then, be that good. Like, once I get good at it, like, okay, don't falter. Stay that good. Like, keep that up. Keep that energy.
That's true.
And if it comes out great, it comes out great, but that's a matter of luck.
The only reason that really hit me, like, because I think, and when you run this back and you see the interviews next to this one, it's like, that same mindset I carry into every single video with editing and stuff like that, even my writing. So when I sit down and I craft either a poem or I sit down and I'm editing film, there's always something new that I try to add to it. There's always either a trick or something that I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't use a phrase correctly. Maybe I want to reuse that phrase because it would look better if a superhero said it rather than, I don't know, a dog walking down the street. Like, there's different ways to reuse it. Oh, you got me there. If it's Crypto, he's got it.
Crypto?
Crypto the Superdog.
There is a Superdog?
There is
Crypto?
a Superdog. Yeah.
Who is Crypto the Superdog?
Superman's dog.
Superman has a dog?
Yes.
Wait.
Okay, I'm not bullshitting you. This is so real.
Superman gets a dog?
Yes, he has a dog.
Fuck yeah, he does.
He has a cape and everything. He has a cape.
Superdog has a cape.
Yes.
Crypto the Superdog? Also, Crypto's a dark name.
I know.
Superman's so bright and cheery. Crypto, when does he come out of the graveyard? Does he save a dog from in a graveyard?
You
Then becomes his dog.
Pet Cemetery Part
Wait.
2. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Actually, I'm saying it as I'm saying Crypto like kryptonite, not
Yes.
like the crypt.
Yes.
That makes more sense. Someone. In any case, I don't really follow superheroes. If you haven't
No,
done
it's totally
this.
fine. It's totally fine. And the only reason I know is like there was a kid show back in the day, but apparently they brought him back for this new movie, and I was like,
Oh, that's right. There's a new Superman movie.
I know there's like 50 of them, but I'm sorry, there really are. I can't keep up with them. James Gunn's Superman. There you go.
James Gunn.
Yeah.
His name is Gunn.
No. I mean, yeah, his last name is Gunn.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Not current with pop culture. You found out very quickly.
It's totally fine. Because I too am currently chasing pop culture and just catching up with so much stuff. Like everybody keeps telling me, oh, you need to watch this, you need to see this, you need to do this. And I'm like, I'm doing several other things right here.
Busy.
Yeah.
I'm doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. And still
Trying to pay
trying
rent.
to. Hell yeah.
Can't watch your movie right now. Rent's due.
Exactly. Like, what am I gonna tell?
The first of the month on Monday.
You are not wrong on that. You are not wrong, and bills need to go. But
God, Bill is so greedy.
oh,
Fucking Bill.
fuck that guy. I told you had the right energy to do it. It's perfect.
Oh well.
Yeah, you're right on brand. So, the thing that actually made me think of, as we talk about, being busy and having bills and having all of these things that we're working on, and also this makes me want to ask you to go into more of what you're working on, because I know you do so much. You host, can I say host? Or
Yes.
coordinate?
I host.
Okay. So you host open mic nights, first Monday, club revival, hotel revival at the top.
This Monday, in fact, if you're, I don't know when this is going to come out, but yeah.
I'm going to try and get it out before this Monday. So, 1st of September, be there. I will be there as well, and I will see you there. And if I don't see you, I better see you next Monday.
Friday. Aggressive.
Support my friend. I don't know if you've seen that trend where everybody's like, my friend does this thing, and you're gonna support him. Here, friend, tell your thing. And that's,
No, I haven't seen that.
it's totally fine.
Yeah, I missed
Again,
that one.
pop culture,
Yeah.
it happens very quickly.
My screen time is pretty high. I should have seen this. I should admit that.
It's totally fine.
Miss Superman. I'm having fun.
No, you should be. I'm
Okay.
glad you are. No, but with everything that you do, right, you have the open mic night coming
Mhm.
up. You also have markets that you post. Now, I did see the...
Yeah, we just ended for
For the
2025.
Okay.
We are in talks with a couple of vendors and with possibly some of the aid organizations, some mutual aid organizations in the city, of doing like other things in that space in the off-market season. But you're still talking about things.
No. I'm glad you clarified because, look,
But yes, there is a market I also run.
there you go.
Pearlstone Market at Pearlstone Park.
Yeah. Tongue tied.
It's easy to Google that way.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And then there's one other thing that you do. We spoke briefly about this, but you also have a book club that
Yeah.
you host as well.
Yeah, I host a poetry book club. It's also at Topside and Hotel Revival. Shout out to Hotel Revival. I have reached out to them a couple years ago about trying to bring poetry into their space, and they were very amiable to the idea. They were actively trying to do more like community involved activities and host or have a better presence, especially with the arts community. And so they really embraced some of these ideas I brought in. So in addition to the open mic I do on first Mondays, on third Mondays we do a poetry book club. It's open to the public. I always post the book we're doing for the month on my Instagram, and I also announce the book during the open mic night. So if you're free on Monday, come to the open mic night, and then buy a copy of the book, we're going to be doing Urbanshee is the book, like a banshee but Urbanshee is the book we're going to be doing, and it's always a book of poetry. And you know, I'm a poet first and foremost in my mind, so it's nice to stay in those poetry spaces. And the other nice thing about a book of poetry is it doesn't take that long to read.
No, it doesn't.
You oftentimes need to reread it, but if you're just reading it once through, unlike a novel,
Oh yeah. Could take months.
you could read that shit in a week. It's like really like you got a 1 day off a week.
Oh
I hope.
yeah. If you don't, HR.
Yeah. No, HR works for the company. But you're union rep.
OSHA?
Unionized. Union strong, baby.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, so you know, if you come to the open mic, I'm gonna announce the book for the third Monday. Buy it, read it, come, and it's always just like a fruitful discussion of sort of what they're doing with the book as a whole, and what like. I always like to look at individual poems, try to do like some deep dives. I think every poet has different content, and obviously it's very easy to be struck by the content and message of a poet. One of the reasons we get so struck by poetry's content is because of the form they use to present it. There's something very magical about the poetic form to me, that it's able to capture these images that convey this meaning so succinctly, so powerfully, so in a way that really sticks with you in just a couple lines. Like we mentioned about the song, like, you know, just those lines need to stick with you. And a poem can really do that. And so I always try to like get into the nitty gritty. Like it's just one book. We all read it. Or at least we read enough of it. And it's really good to get into those details for me.
Oh man. I know those details can be, like you were saying, they can be either the entire poem or they can be one line. Now, and going also, because my mind's working double on this one, going back into how you said you are a poet, I know that you have work out there, and you have written a dozen pieces, as well as a book. Is there, so one, is it safe to say that the art that you practice is just poetry, or is there some type of sub name that you would give it to yourself, since you are the art in your poetry?
That's a good question. I would say that I call myself a poet because it's aspirational. The art that I practice is writing, right? I've published a few things, and you know that includes prose, and if someone told me my prose was better than my poetry, I wouldn't disagree. But the poetry is what's near and dear to my heart, and that's what I take into all of my writing, and that's what I carry with me. I'd say my art and my field is writing. I'm a writer, but my first love will always be poetry, and that will always be how I will present myself as a poet, and that's where I try and aspire to live in. But I live in the whole of it.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Now, I remember earlier we talked about a little bit of stress points, and we talked about, we talked about crafts. And a lot of people, including myself, will use my craft to kind of heal whatever stress point that is. So if my week is just boggled down with, okay, I gotta be here, I gotta be there, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. If I'm sitting down to draw an image for YouTube that doesn't really, yes, it works for content, but I don't count it as my craft. Is there a point where you just take time to self and you just write for self?
To the point in which I write for self. I really wish I could say yes to this. I always wish I could be that kind of writer who writes all the time and writes everything, and writing is my outlet, and this is how I deal with everything. But that's not who I am. That's not who I am. If I'm trying to deal with something or get myself out, usually it's not with writing. In so many ways, writing is an introverted activity. It is a very lonely, drowning activity. It is sitting at the bottom of the pool meditating, and you got to be ready to hold your breath. And I think I took that from someone else. I don't think that's an original.
You know, for this video?
But no one describe that to me, please. I'm not 100% confident. But like, writing is something I really love. It's something I can't get away from. There's never been a part of my life or a time in my life when I'm not writing something or working on something or coming back to a piece. That being the case, it's something I have to get myself right in order to do. It's not something I write myself by doing.
Ooh. That should be an original.
That is an original.
Okay.
100%. That's off the cuff. And I know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of writers, and they produce such a volume of work. The writers I know who do this, who like get themselves out or use their art as kind of therapy or a sense of self, they produce such volume that I am jealous as an artist and a craftsman. But that's not the case. Like, I do my best writing and most writing when I am prepared. When I've gone and taken care of myself. I almost never write drunk, right? Like, after this, I'm not gonna go write. Like, I am sober, I am rested, I am I'm well fed, I have socialized for the week, I've done everything I can to like take care of myself and my being to prepare myself for this endeavor, such that I can go and do it. I'm not partaking in labor if I am not ready to work, and I'm making sure I'm ready to work. And it is a labor for me, and it's a labor I willingly and love to do. Yeah. But labor takes more than love.
It does.
It takes, it takes effort and energy and well-being. Yeah. And so I don't write for self. I take care of myself so I can write.
Ooh. I think that's very important too, because first off, you got me choked up. You got me choked up because
there were some good one-liners in there.
Yeah,
There's a few good hits. Like, someone's gonna go through that and be like, damn. Yeah, and I do think there, like I said, there's a lot of writers, and a lot of writers who are kind of like famous for this, or a lot of like talk about writing as if it's like, you gotta get it off your chest. Go do your art. Or like, your art will heal you. No, I heal myself so I can do art.
It's not.
And it's like, again, that's like a refurbished thing of something else I've said like 2 times already. Yeah. But like, pick the one that you like the best and say that's the one I came up with. But like, I am not that kind of writer. And yeah, very, very jealous of those who can be. I think that answers your question though.
Yeah. No, you're right on brand, because yes, I started this as a artist that can design anything, that can do all these great things, and at first I was just creating, but it just drained me. It didn't replenish anything, because I was always just gifting my gifts away.
Yeah.
And
it's work.
Yeah. It just is. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a labor that you love.
Yeah.
But you still have to pour back into yourself.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, mental health is so important. That's even why I wrote Create Your Peace, which I'm going to have to give you a copy once they come in.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
I wanted to have it here today. That's why I gave you that. I'm like, oh, I don't have it.
I will gift you a copy of my publication before you leave, Standing Prayers. I've got an extra.
I'm getting it signed.
I've got an extra copy in my room. I'll walk up the fire escape and grab it.
Thank you. Thank you. But no, like, just the fact that you said that, like, you have to pour back into yourself. You pretty much just listed everything that you should do before doing any type of craft that you practice. Like, a lot of people don't even believe in crafts anymore, but for the sake of this, you as a writer, if you did drink and then go write, I can imagine you're writing from a place that isn't coherent, it isn't clear.
It isn't me.
Yeah. And that's as simple as it gets.
Like look, it's a holiday weekend. It's a lovely time. I'm having a good day. I'm glad to be sharing a drink with you.
Thank you.
This is my relaxation. And I am not just who I am when I'm relaxed.
That's true.
So I think a lot about identity. I'm like, that's like the main thing I'm writing about.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
I'm ready to talk about it.
No, please. Tell me.
Yeah, and I said at the beginning of this when you asked me the question, I said writing is a very introverted activity. And I think that's true for many arts. Because many arts, at least every art I've ever practiced or tried my hand at, have been arts that are individual in nature, right? When I was young, I was in a lot of art classes for visual media. I did a lot of like pen and ink work and like other like two-dimensional art.
Okay.
And again, that's something you sit down and you do by yourself.
Yeah.
Writing, which I think I wrote. The first poem I ever performed, I was in 5th grade.
Ooh,
Right?
that's brave.
Look,
Yeah.
my balls had already dropped.
That's fair. It's like, what else are we waiting for?
What are we doing?
Come on, let's do this.
So, like,
Yeah.
but again, it's a very individual activity, and at the end of the day, I am very extroverted. As you can maybe tell from this interview or having met me,
Yeah.
like, I am, and it's very much being extroverted and being around people. Like I said, this is relaxing for me. This is not a draining activity. This is a recharging activity for me. And so this is going to set me up for success in my week to come. And so I have to do that in order to do the introverted activities that I love. So I can't. It's okay.
I know.
It's going to be really fine. It's a little bubbly, I understand.
Yeah, but it's so
I
good.
did this to you.
It's so good. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, so it is a very introverted activity, and I have to prepare myself and really steel myself in order to enter those spaces. So.
Dude, like, the fact that you take out time to assess self, not enough people do that. As we see, day to day, people are like completely lost and not even trying to find out who they are or who the people around them are. And I kind of want you to just go further into why you do this, like, and why your writing pretty much encompasses identity.
I think you're maybe talking about, well, they're related. Because you're asking me to talk about why I do this work of assessing myself and like what I need. But then when I'm talking about the self in my writing, it's that artistic project of creating of the self. And like, why is that such a cornerstone for me in my writing, or what I'm interested in? And I think one of the reasons I assess myself so well is, or I assess myself so vigorously and intentionally, is because in many ways I think it's all you have. And chips down, things go wrong, like what have you, and I'm sure you've had things go wrong in your life. I know I have.
Absolutely.
And like, in order to continue to move with confidence, and in order to continue to move with any sort of cohesiveness in this life, you have to be able to sort of move with something. And if it's yourself, well, I can always take that with me. I can always have this. And so it's a matter of practicality for me. That like, making sure I take care of myself, making sure I know what I need to get my writing done is an extension of the fact that I take the time to just try to know what I need, because otherwise, if something goes wrong, I can't function. Like, I have to consider the practicality of, there will be tomorrow, there will be another day, I will have to get through this. And I've been in enough situations in life and struggles in life that I know that I can get through them, but you also have to get through them. So you gotta know what you need to get through them.
Absolutely.
And when like I said, this is gonna connect. Because you're also asking me, like, why am I focusing my heart on this?
Yeah.
And it might be because it's been such a present concern in so much of my life that, like, I've had to use myself and my sense of self to get through struggles and times.
Yeah.
But also one of the things that strikes me is I've been in some very different trying times, right? Like, let me give some maybe concrete examples. Like, I think of myself like you know, I've experienced some pretty destitute homelessness where I'm really like under a bridge and eating out of a dumpster and just like trying to get by. And luckily there's enough food excess in America that there is extra food to find. Because doing that in another place where there's not even scraps, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Staying back. And that is a very difficult struggle, and you have to be a certain kind of person and take care of yourself in a certain kind of way and set yourself up for a certain kind of success to make it through that experience. And then I think about, and maybe to some people this will sound similar, but it's very different experientially. You know, I think about, you know, I've had some really awful, terrible jobs. I think about my time in the military a little bit. I probably shouldn't talk about it too much. I don't want to like be the veteran poet, like, you know, that's not really who I am. It's not a huge part of my identity, but it was a very trying time for me in some ways when I deployed, and it takes a very different skill set and a very different sense of self to reckon with that and get through it. And so when I look back on these times that I did make it through, that I've gone through, that, you know, it required me to be a different person to get through it.
Yeah.
So I had to enter into a new state of self, and I had to become a new self on the other side. And so I have these very stark experiences where I can very experientially say, oh, I changed, it was necessary, and it served me. And then you have to do the healing of going, okay, now I have to change again.
Yeah.
Which is a different conversation.
Yeah.
And so having had this kind of life experience that I've had, or at least this kind of reckoning with my own life experience that I've chosen to do, I see how integral the self is to it, but also how much we are not simply ourselves. Like, we are not simply the self.
Yeah.
But the self is so integral to how we can be. So it is this changing, amorphous, ever-created thing. And we are both the self and the thing creating the self. And so to sit with that kind of concept, that observation, that act of creation, and seeing ourselves in that way and trying to explore it and what it means, is something I am doing in my writing as a result of this. I think that answers your question.
No, you were knocking these out, man. You were spot on. That shit. No, we are gonna have to do a part 2 because I definitely just want to have this conversation with you because I've done similar things where I've sat there and I've picked apart my brain, I've picked apart my why, I've picked apart my actions versus what I want to be, what I want to be seen as, versus what I want to create. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that we can go into, but but I really just want to, you know, cap this off. I won't take up too much of your time.
I have no other plans for that.
A beautiful thing.
You can take up all of my time. We can do the part 2 now. What are we waiting for? Just splice it. Release it in 2 parts.
You know what, we might. We just might.
Yeah, we can do quickly change my shirt, and so it looks like 2 different. Like, I'm at my home.
2 different days. I'll throw my hoodie back on.
There we go. No, the difference.
No, man. We've talked about a little bit about what you do. Don't worry, because I am going to plug you in at the very beginning.
Okay.
All of your stuff. So any stuff that I missed.
3 things. So many things.
But then more, because you also have other things coming up, which we are going to get into. But before we leave the people for this video, I want to ask you to leave either a quote, comment, or some type of message for the people that inspires them in only a way that you can. And you can take your time.
I will.
Please.
Hello. I think, given what we've been talking about, what will be the content of this interview, and what's been rattling around, I think I'd like to leave this quote that has been sticking with me. It is an original, and I've been trying to find the right home for it in terms of a larger piece, but here it goes. The river is both the rapids and the temple. You are the river.
Say that for me one more time. Look directly into that shot.
The river is both the rapids and the delta. You are the river.
And now, respectfully, you guys, tell me what you think about this quote, how it hits you, how you feel about it, what you got from it, or what you got from this interview, down in the comments. And make sure you go down. Don't go up.
Oh.
Left, right,
Ma'am,
circle.
keep this PG.
Sorry, man. R-rated. Like, there were so many moments where I'm like, what? I didn't want to make you laugh.
It's fine. I also write smart.
And something they don't know, I used to draw hentai.
Ooh, maybe we should collaborate. I have this idea with a clown.
Okay.
No,
okay.
no, let's let it out.
Does he tie balloons too? I'm always gonna have something for you.
Aren't you wrapping this up?
yes. Is there?
Always wrap it up.
Please. Okay. We are wrapping it up. We will do our outro after you tell the people your 3 days, one more time, your schedule, and anything you have coming up.
Yeah, so, let's see. My name is Joseph E. Colona. You can Google me. All of my things are able to find on the internet. You can follow me on Instagram at joseph.e.colona. In the link in my bio, you can read or purchase any of my works. You can also find the schedule for my events every first Monday of the month here in Baltimore at Hotel Revival's Topside. We're going to do an open mic every third Monday of the month at that same location. We do a poetry book club. You can find the current book of the month at that link in my bio. In addition, on Thursdays, we're done for the year, but we'll be back in 2026. We do a farmer's market at Pearlstone Park. And keep a lookout. That has its own Instagram page at Pearlstone Market, where we will probably be doing some sort of pop-ups or events in the off-season. Following us.
All right. And now, do you remember the quote I asked you about earlier?
No.
Okay, that's totally fine.
I remember this though.
We ran through a lot. That's crazy. There is an art to everything that you are. Go out and do your best. And we're going to say it right to the people. You guys already know. Remember. There is an art
to everything you are.
So
go out and be the best you can be.
Yes.
Yeah, we did it. I didn't have to follow along at all. I had it.
Cheers to you, man. Thank you.
Oh, that was fun. I'm gonna come across so pretentious.
And I only did that just in case you wanted to see that. So, there is a quote that I always say to our lovely visionaries, that is the owlets of... I told you, I'm like, oh, that's a sign.
Keep going. Don't stop now.
So, normally when we greet everybody, I'll say HooT HooT, and they say HooT HooT back. So, I will cheers you if that helps.
Yeah.
HooT HooT.
Woohoo!